Hey everyone. So this stream is not going to be very long, but I wanted to address what happened. And I wanted to say hi to everybody and let you know how I was feeling. And kind of like what happened because I feel like it's really important to discuss these things. Even though I admit I guess someone in T server put it best. It was I know for a lot of people, this isn't like a big deal. They're like, oh, it happens to other people all the time. But for me, so I guess I should start with what happened. And I am going to be recording part of this stream because I do want to post this in other platforms so people know and people can be aware of what happened. And so it doesn't happen to them. And to let you guys know, basically the timeline of events. So at around, so around 10, sorry, this is really hard for me. Basically at around 10:23 a.m. Yesterday, I was just, taking a break from working on my 3D stuff for my second year anniversary, and I was just, I was watching T play Destiny, and I was modding for him, and I had been in contact with this charity, and it's a legit charity, guys. This is not like a bogus charity and everything. I did my research, So what you guys need to know is whenever someone contacts me, whenever a company reaches out to me, what I do is that I do my research. I look up on Google, like, and not only on Google, I looked up at LinkedIn, I go through Reddit, I make sure that everything's fine, and they're a legit charity, and this actually happened to them too. They were also affected by this, and they apologized to me about it. But so I'm not mad at them because I know they're also victims in this too. And so we had been talking back and forth. Yeah, I always do a background check, and even if it's another VTuber, even if it's one of you guys who have messaged me, I don't accept friend requests. I don't accept messages. Like, I'll tell you guys, please message me in the Discord. I try to be very, very careful about stuff like this. And sorry, I'm shaking right now, and my stutter tends to come out when I'm nervous. And so thank you. So this has been a legit charity, and the person who reached out to me was very nice, and they're very nice, and they're an actual representative. I did a background check on them too, and I checked on their LinkedIn and everything, and I checked on their Twitter profile. I did a lot of research, and so I want you to know I did my best, and so I have two-factor authentication for everything, and I even have them send like SMS messages, except for Discord. I didn't. That's on me. I should have had them check. But anyways, so at about 10:23 yesterday, they reached out to me, and they were like, hey, we want you. They're a charity, and we had been back and forth, and we'd been discussing doing something, a thing, because I really love doing charity events. I love helping out, and it's a charity that helps veterans with mental illnesses, and like it helps veterans with suicide, and gives them a community to be a part of. And I had been wanting to do something to help because I have friends who are veterans, and who used to be in the military or who currently are, and I really want to be supportive of them, and I know how hard it is to do all that. And so yesterday, I was, we with a person that I had been talking to and everything, they reached out to me, and they're like, as you probably know, they're like, hey, can you help me with something? Because I was checking your messages and it's different than what mine said. They were like, hey, I would like you to check out for something, you know, this is a project that we've been working on. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. You know, I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you. You know, I've just been really busy. They're like, that's no problem. Just check. And I'm like, okay, sure. You know, and of course, me naively, I was naive. I should have asked more questions, you know. I should have asked more questions. I could have asked more questions. I should have just not clicked. I mean, we had shared information before. We had shared links. I had signed up for their website. And so they had a lot of my personal information, which definitely led to all this happening. But of course, I clicked on the link and, you know, that's it. What they did is they stole all my session keys. They stole my session, basically my session tokens. And what that effectively did is it logged me out of Discord and all instances of Discord, and it basically took over the two-factor authentication was completely like bypassed, and they kicked me out of Discord. And what it basically did is just like what any virus does, it just sent messages to everybody, and this ended up affecting a few of my friends, and including someone who has their own server, and they have still not gotten their account back, and I feel really bad about that. And I feel really awful because I didn't want to hurt anybody, and I just want to have a safe community for everyone, and and they took over my space. And then even when I got everything back, I had to go through every single DM that they sent, and I deleted everything, and I of course apologized. But what was worse is I had to go through DMs and just see messages from people I didn't want to see. And I had to relive just it was really hard. Because it just dug up a lot of things that I remembered. I just felt my space. My place where I was supposed to be comfortable. It just made me feel like I was when I was 12 again. Just when my space was violated. And it was really hard because I didn't know who was getting affected. And all I could do, I had so many contacts, so many things that organizations, like I was a part of the wildlife, and there was this game I wanted to beta test that they had invited me to a closed beta from an actual, like it wasn't just this hacker, but it was an actual game company. And I had been part of that group, and I had to reschedule that beta test, and then it messaged their fucking lead designer, and I had to apologize, and it was so embarrassing. And then I know people said it happens to everyone, but I'm really careful and cautious, and I have really bad anxiety and ADHD, and it just brings up a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of issues with perfectionism, and I had been working really hard, you know, to be better with that and to not make mistakes. But I still have a really adverse effect mistakes, and just so not only was I embarrassed and I had to apologize, leave all those groups, and I had to leave all those, servers, and the reason why I did that was because I wanted to be safe. I don't know, I had this stupid person, hacker, whatever, join some really weird servers, and then I got messages from really weird people, and it was messaging people. I was a mod, and I'm so sorry. I was a mod in T's server, obviously, in his Discord, and it messaged some of those members. And it felt really bad. Because, I am supposed to protect my community and my people. And I felt like I let everyone down. And it was just a complete invasion. Like, I think the best way to put it is I put it to some people, as I felt completely violated of my space, of my like, I felt like the things that I had built were just completely invaded, and it was not okay. And it was... Sorry. And it's just, I know it happens to some people. It happened to me, like, the last time someone, like, broke into any of my stuff was about 10 years ago. I remember when I was moving to Japan, someone took advantage of that and broke into one of my email accounts, but of course, luckily, it wasn't an email account I used that often, so I was able to figure it out much easy. And, so I since that point, that day, I've been really, really paranoid about stuff. This is why I turned off messages from only people that either our friends, like any message, even if we're in the same Discord, has to be reviewed by me, unless we're friends, unless we're in the same server. So I try to be very careful, and I just felt like I was just so shocked and embarrassed, and I feel really bad because one of the people was affected, still doesn't have his account back. And he's having his birthday thing soon, and I'm really worried about whether or not he gets his account. Because, he's a really great VTuber, and we had just become friends, and it's not his fault, it's mine. And I feel really bad about that. And, like, it feels like my credibility, the things that I have spent so long building for the past, like, year and a half, when I actually decided to do this more seriously. And I just feel really bad about that. Oh, thanks, Legally. But, there's not much I can do at this point. All I can do, guys, and the reason why I'm doing this stream, I actually I've been really scared about opening my computer. I've scanned with, like, different virus checkers because I wasn't, like, even though today I did leave and go see some friends who are visiting Japan, it was really hard because I don't feel like I wasn't able to be, like, 100% myself, because this is something I was really worried about. And, like, I just feel really dumb. Because I feel like there's so much more I can do. I feel like even though I know I did my best, I tried my best to be safe and everything, it just is a reminder that it takes one moment in a lapse of judgment. And unfortunately, the internet can be a really, really unforgiving place when you make mistakes. And I did all I could. I should have asked more questions. I know what to do. Like, now I know that I've changed, you know, I've decided to change how I do things with charities and businesses, and I'll only, like, I've created a different pipeline for that, like for how I'm going to be receiving those things. I'll no longer be taking Discord messages, but I'll probably be well, what I am going to do is I'm just going to be taking messages for any business inquiries or charity inquiries through email and email alone, and have them contact me through that. As much of a pain in the ass is that going to be for some people, I just do not feel comfortable anymore, and I'm really worried about, you know, I don't want something like this to happen again. I know for sure, because what I was thinking about is I was like, man, if this had been one of my friends, I definitely would have been more suspicious, because, you know, with the people I talk a lot about, and unfortunately, my background is in game development, and so I do have like a lot of friends who are very nerdy, so when they're like, hey, check this out, you know, I'm just like, okay, I'm very suspicious, but, you know, because this is through a charity, I was like, oh, I didn't think about it, it's a new program or new link or website or something. And so, like, and it's just I know that people are like, it's okay, it's not your fault, but I know that, that someone put it in, I think, T's Discord really well. This is a very traumatic thing for me, and I know that it's gonna take me a while to like forgive myself. And I might be very quiet. I don't know. But yeah, that's yeah, exactly, Kimmy, exactly. I was gonna stream 2 hours ago, but I was really scared to even open my computer or to even open stream and connect everything, because everything was disconnected. Yeah, no, Squid, I feel like, for me, I want to tell people, because it's important that I don't want this to happen to you, and I really want to be thorough, and I really want to explain everything, because I think it's so important. I feel like information is important. My Discord account got hacked, and it caused a lot of problems, awesome guy, and it caused, you know, a couple people who I know to have their accounts taken, and a few people who are streamers to completely have their accounts taken, and it's really awful, and it was awful and horrible, and I feel so bad for them, and I'm feeling really stupid right now, but like, I feel really dumb because of, I should, like, even though I did the best that I could, I still feel this way, and it's just a weird perfectionism that stems from my, it's some weird perfectionism. It's a weird perfectionism thing I have that stems from my ADHD and my anxiety. Like, I've talked to a therapist about it and kind of discovered that I have a really big fear for failure and making mistakes, and I tend to avoid things, or tend to be, when those things happen, I tend to dwell on them a lot, and unfortunately this was a pretty big mistake on my part. And so this is gonna take me a while to, like, kind of trust things again, but I want to talk about it, because I've learned from my years of being depression, from isolating, from, even Kimmy knows this, when I was keeping things inside and then I blew up at our IRL friend group, and it was really bad. It was really, really bad. And so I've learned through time and therapy that it's really important to talk about these things, because well, certain things are good to talk about. Certain things it's okay to keep to yourself. But in the case where it involved the community, I really wanted to be clear and transparent about what happened. And I wanted to be informative because I want you guys to be careful about this, because and I wanted to clear the air because I did do a lot of the things that was being suggested, and they're like, why didn't you do this, or you should have done that. I'm like, I had done already, but this person, you know, had created a yeah. And so this person, you know, had created a hack which actually takes advantage of the weaknesses within two-factor authentication with Discord, because this is something I discovered in doing research, because as soon as this happened and as soon as I contacted Discord, I disconnected everything, I shut off my computer, I started off again, and thanks to my friend Tizius, a little shout out to him, I actually reset my cookies and everything, and I cleared my caches because that was part of the problem. He basically stole, by clicking this link, it went into a session. He stole all my session tokens, which basically stole the things I needed for two-factor authentication. Luckily, because of how my emails are, because I don't have any synced contacts, again, I'm very paranoid about that. I don't have any of my synced contacts on my phone. None of that really pertinent information was taken. I can suplex. This is BS, and I'm pissed at this hacker dude. He gets a German suplex. Yeah, honestly, thank you, Forrest. So yeah, I wanted to show you a video because this actually happened to someone else, and luckily my friend Tizius, another shout out to him, kind of mentioned this, and I was like, oh shit, that's what happened to me. I did a lot of research afterwards to kind of what helps me process things is to see what happened, what I could do better, you know, because during this time, as I was panicking and as I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of what I tend to do is do a lot of research and try to find out why, what happened, what is going on. And luckily, and so what ended up happening is actually I reached out to Discord on everything. I submitted 2 reports. I reached out to their Twitter. I actually looked into I contacted everybody, as many people as I knew, and I was like, do you have a contact in Discord and everything? And I tried my best to get to and I had a friend actually submit a report as well into my Discord. Oh, thanks. No. No, my Discord was hacked, and I'm just feeling completely I'm just having just feeling like my privacy was just stomped on, and it's just really hard because I you know, just reading everybody's messages, some of them actually trolled this hacker, and I really appreciate it because it made me laugh. Some of the stuff you guys said some people said was really funny, and I screenshot those and I will put them up in the Discord. So shout out to those people. But then some of the things that people said, I was so sad because they were so trusting, they were so kind, they were so nice, and this person just takes advantage of that, and it's not fair because it's not fair to them because they're so kind, and it reminded me how many people in this world are really sweet, and their kindness is taken advantage of, and it's not okay. And you know, for the people who spotted it right away, I was really grateful. I was like, oh, thank God, you know, because I was really worried they would get hurt too. But again, having to see some messages from some people who, you know, I had talked to and kind of stopped talking to for reasons. You know, some of them were oh, we just lost touch and that was fine. But some of them were just were people that I had talked to that honestly, I had stopped talking to for a reason. This person had friended a bunch of people that I had not friended. This person messaged people that were still on the pending request that I had not accepted. And basically what I'm gonna have to do is pretty much go through all of my friends, and I'm really sorry, but I'm probably gonna have to unfriend most of anyone who I've friended, I'm probably gonna, most of them I'm gonna unfriend for the sake of security. And because I need to go through every single, like, friend person and basically double check their verification, and maybe, like, they were accidentally friended, and maybe there was someone, like, I have basically said, like, maybe 2 words to, but I don't know what community they're from and everything. So I'm really sorry if, like, we're friends on Discord and all of a sudden you can't message me one day. Please reach out to the server when invitations are open. I was so paranoid after I got everything back that I actually kicked out one of my friends, my IRL friends, who I didn't know had another account. I kicked her out and I banned her from my server, but I was, like, so scared because I didn't know who this person was. I was like, I don't know you. This happened within the past 24 hours. I'm really, like, and so I wanted to apologize, Vance. I'm so sorry. I was just really scared, and I didn't, like, a lot of things have happened, and there was a lot of messages from people I didn't know. I was really fucking scared. And, yeah, just seeing some of this, like, some of the groups he joined was, like, really, it was really fucking weird. It's like, it was, like really, like, stalker groups, and it was, like, not okay. It was really scary. And so, like, if I have unfriended you or not friended, you know, I'm really sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really, like, sketchy shit. Yeah, and just having to just, like, read messages I didn't want to, like, having to talk about people. Thank you for the Wii redeem. I totally forgot to turn off my redeems in this serious talk, and so I apologize for that. Yeah, it's definitely true. I definitely, Kimmy knows. I've reached out to her. I need to formally get diagnosed because I am thinking about taking, medication because my ADHD has gotten to a point where it's really starting to affect my life, especially focus and concentration. My anxiety definitely takes over, and sometimes I get what's called analysis paralysis. So basically there's so much to do that I don't know what to do, or I overthink things a lot. So yeah. So basically my Discord was hacked, a lot of damage was done. They weren't able to suspend the account until, like, much later in the day, which really sucks. And yeah, so they couldn't suspend the account for a while. Luckily I was able to get in touch with someone, and I'll be, and yeah, and so that's a lot, but this is gonna take time to process. And if I'm not as, like, I don't know if I'm gonna collab with anyone anytime soon. I mean, I might with Leo, but I don't know. I feel really scared about reaching out to people because, you know, I'm gonna pause because there's ads. And I don't like talking. And I feel like, unfortunately, I cannot disable the ads, and I really apologize for that. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I did end up falling, as my computer was being scanned. I'm sorry, that's why I'm also a little late, because I was scared. And then my computer was scanning and I fell asleep. Thanks to Forest Dude, I did meet him today, and I did meet him and his really badass wife. And because of them, I was able to eat, like, the only meal I've eaten all day, for the past 2 days. That was the only time I ate, was with you, Forest. True story. Oh shit, there's ads right now, sorry. I'm gonna wait till, like, another, like, 15 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. Please don't come to my house. It's a disgusting mess right now. So, I'm just really embarrassed, and a lot of my privacy was taken, and you know, I'm really appreciative to anyone who, like, I'm so sorry. And I'm just, you know, I'm really scared about reaching out to certain people because I feel really embarrassed, and I'm so sorry. Thank you for the sub. I'm probably gonna turn off alerts because it's not a good time to have them. That was really funny though. But yeah, it just really sucks. I'm not really a touchy person. Forrest can attend to that. I was like, should I shake hands? But I haven't really eaten. I'm really grateful to Forrest. I know he's visiting Japan and he invited me out, and I got to meet his you know, his wife and him, and I actually ate something today, but I haven't really felt comfortable eating. I'm really glad that I went out because I wasn't even comfortable in my own house. Again, it feels, it's just really, and you know, I was so paranoid about my computer, and I did a bunch of scans. Like, I looked up a bunch of stuff. Like, I went into the command prompt and like did a whole bunch of, like, I clean manager. Oh, I had some fried chicken and some tteokbokki, and it was really fucking delicious. It was really good. I can't lie. Actually, that brings a smile to my face because it was really good. And yeah, so I don't know. I haven't really been in the mood to. I probably won't play any games today because I don't know. I might stream. I don't know. I'm feeling really hesitant about a lot of stuff because I don't know. I'm not. No, Kimi, please don't. My house was a disaster, and it's really embarrassing, and I really need to be better about that. And I haven't signed on to Discord in my computer because, again, I'm really worried about that. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't have Discord on my computer, on my PC right now. Because again, this was I did have something to drink. Thank you. And yeah, but I really think this is important to talk about, even if it's really hard. And I just want to I wanted to let you know exactly what happened and kind of like go through it step by step, because I wanted to and I want to actually have you watch a video that Tizius brought to my attention, because it really explains like what happened, because it happened to this streamer too. This is an IRL streamer, so yeah. And okay, this is, so hopefully it's in this one. But yeah, basically because the session, to make me feel better, guys, you know what I decided to watch yesterday? Then I fell asleep to? An interview with a psychopath with Paris. I felt so horrible that I watched a series of videos on an interview with a psychopath and reminded myself, at least I didn't murder anybody. I know that sounds really stupid, but I was feeling so shitty. I was like, I kind of had to like, I did what my therapist suggested a while back, and basically was like ask questions when I'm feeling overwhelmed and nervous. And so I asked myself, is it really that bad? Am I really that bad of a person? And what really helped was that, you know, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch really funny animal videos and really cute cat videos. And then I was like, oh, look at this person's a psychopath and killed this other person. And I'm like, well, at least I have feelings, and that matters to me. And so like, yeah. But anyways, yeah, so basically that's kind of like, sorry if I'm rambling and like I'm switching topics, is because that's a thing I have for ADHD. Like, I'll just suddenly jump to a topic when I see something, especially when I'm overwhelmed. And again, I'm apologizing for the stutter. It's just coming out really badly because I'm nervous and I'm talking about something that it is difficult to talk about, but like I said, I feel like information is power, knowledge is power, and talking about stuff like this is really important. So basically what happens is what they do, there's two things. One, they take your session tokens, and what happens with your session tokens, it's kind of like in your cookies, your CAPTCHA, they take all of that and they copy that information, and it happens within 30 seconds. And what happens with that is that any sessions that you're like logged into, and this one specifically, I think targets Discord two-factor authorization, because like I had that, and what happened was that was also taken, and basically they kind of hijack your situation and your account. And what happens with Discord, unfortunately Discord doesn't have a really good two-factor authentication. I found out as I was doing research, I read about cases like mine, and they were saying like, yeah, a lot of it has to do with the fact that when they do this and they steal the password, unfortunately, because of how it works with Discord, no, it really isn't. Exactly, Crone. Exactly, thank you. And so that's pretty much what happened. And so as I checked all the event logs on my computer because, you know, I was really worried and scared. And yeah, after it happened, like I immediately shut off my computer because I had to like, because I was panicking, right? So like once I was like given, I talked about it with a bunch of people, I like shut off my computer, and then I was like, okay, what do I gotta do? What have I gotta do? And then so like I had to like, I tried to step back and like think about it. And then I was like, okay, you know, I shut off my computer, like what? And so then when I turned it back on, I immediately went to the files and the programs that were causing issues, and that, you know, definitely like might have been involved with that. Like I went to like my cookies and my CAPTCHA, and I deleted all that stuff. Yeah, actually that's actually, Crone, that is exactly the video. Like, and I'm gonna link it to you guys because this is the video that I'm talking about, and he really was very informative about it. And yeah, exactly. And he was talking about it, and that's when I realized, oh, this is what happened to me. And oh, I know, I'm you know, I'm Hispanic too, and I'm just, I have a, I'm not. So yeah, that actually happened. The website Crone is talking about is Linus Tech Tips, and I unfortunately, I need to be better about keeping up to date with this stuff, especially as a content creator, because this is really important to me. And you know, my entire like community, you know, a lot of things that I've built up is connected through Discord. I'm very lucky that, you know, I guess that none of my contacts were synced, or I didn't get any of my phone stuff because none of that is synced up. So yeah. Yeah, I'm Colombian, so I got that South American zest too. Is a legit technique for cleaning suggested by my therapist. Yeah, I think I've actually thought about that, Kimmy, is like inviting someone over and like actually having them like sit down with me, because again, I get really busy sometimes, and then I have analysis paralysis because I need to do all these things, and I guess just becomes overwhelming, and I know I have to do them, but I just stand there. I have literally fallen asleep sitting in a chair because it just becomes too much and my brain shuts off. And so that tends to happen to me. But anyways, I have work tomorrow, so I probably can't tomorrow. But anyways, that's just me talking about ADHD. But when it comes to what happened with the hacking thing, please watch the video. It's really informative. But yeah, Discord is not as safe as it thinks. Like, as much as I can be, I've made mistakes. There was a couple things I could have done better. I agree with that. But I will defend myself and say that I did, you know, I do try to be safe. I do try to like, I have a certain set of things I do because I know these things happen. No, of course, Master Scope. By all means, please, take care of yourself. Yeah, no problem. And, but yeah, like, and so what's been happening, and I really want to talk about, well, what's going to happen next. And so what I've decided to do is, again, I've left every single server. I've left every single server that I'm a part of because I was either timed out, kicked, and everything, and I want people to, like, as I slowly join servers back, I want people to know that it was, you know, that it's not a bot, that I got my account backed. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And I honestly appreciated it. Like, anyone who kicked me out, banned me. Okay, yeah, Squid, I got it. Yeah, this is not gonna be a long stream. Believe me, I am so mentally tired. I am, my brain is like not in a good place right now. My my mental health is not in a good place. I've been so anxious. I had to start taking ibuprofen today because my jaw was hurting because I'm just like, every muscle in my body is really tense. But yeah. Yeah, and I have to go to work tomorrow, which really sucks. Yeah, and so like for all those like for servers, luckily I got up to another, there was enough people that saw the stuff that I posted on Twitter, that heard about, that was messaged, that was let known that like luckily they kicked me out. They either kicked me out, timed me out, or I think maybe people banned me. And for that, like, I'm very grateful because I was really like working hard for like damage control for like 8 hours yesterday. I was doing so much research. I was trying to like I got so many messages, I got so many retweets, I got so many likes, and I really appreciated that because, you know, in that moment that I needed people to know things, like, it was really nice to see that that information was getting around. There was a couple people who did like DM me in Twitter, and they were like, I'm glad that I saw your tweet, you know, because I was going to, thank you, Legally. So like they saw my tweet and they're like, yeah, you know, I'm really glad I saw my tweet, or someone told me. And I had some wonderful, beautiful people in the community like reach out and be like, are you okay? I did eat already, but I'm not really hungry anymore. I'm probably not gonna eat again, guys, because I'm gonna be going to bed soon, and I'll probably eat tomorrow when I'm more calm and rested. But I will when I get back on the stream tomorrow, we'll maybe I'll eat on stream tomorrow just so I can like feel more comfortable, because right now I'm like, as much as my body tells me to eat, my brain is like, so how can I say? It sounds stupid, but I don't want to eat. Like, I'm scared. I don't want to eat. I don't want to be in my house. You know, I don't want to be where I am right now. Like, I don't want to be on my computer right now. Yeah, everything got sorted out, Carlito. Thank you. Yeah, and I got my 2 cats. My poor cats. My cats have been working overtime. They've been extra cuddly, I've noticed. Like, even now, like, my white cat started sitting next to my chair because he was really worried about it, like me, and like he actually went under the table for a while. I think my orange cat came down, and he's probably walking around. But yeah, thank you, Squid. I appreciate that. Biscuit snacks. Yeah, Aki is well. She's well. But yeah, I probably won't eat today. Luckily I did have a lot of food for lunch. Thanks, Leo. So sorry. Also, your message made me laugh. And I'm so sorry, Benny, about your account. I'm so sorry, and it's because you have an event coming up, and I hope that things get sorted out quick. I'm really sorry about that, Benny. So Benny Bloom is a really amazing creator, and you know, we just became friends, and I'm really sorry about all that. And because like I understand how he's feeling, because I felt the same way too yesterday. Like, all I could think about was like my community and my friends, and I was like, I knew some people, you know, would get really quickly, and honestly it really touched my heart when I saw some people be like, you don't talk like Spectre, like, who are you? It was Amane. He was like, Amane was so sweet, he immediately said, who are you? And I was like so happy. And when Leah was like, get the fuck out of here, I was really happy about that too, because it made me realize that there's people that really know who I am and how I talk. um, Kazuma was like, get to the point, and I know he hates, funny enough, I know he hates small talk, so usually whenever I talk to him, like, hey, can I talk to you about something? And he'll be like, yeah, sure, and I'll tell him exactly what I want to talk to him about, and luckily he was quick to check Twitter, and he was like, something's not right, so I was really happy to see that. So there is people that, like, honestly recognized, and one person who I worked with, we did, some stuff for, Black Lives Matter together, and she immediately spotted it, and it was really, so to see that there was a lot of people who immediately were able to recognize what was happening was really heartwarming. But I still feel really bad for the people who were affected. You know, it really hurts, and because I don't estoy muchas gracias, Zuina. Estoy intentando hacer mejor porque sorry, my Spanish sounds really weird and high-pitched. So it's just really, it was just, you know, it's just really hard because, you know, I like making friends and seeing people like Benny, who I just met, who I think it was really funny and fun to play Mario Kart with, get hurt like that. To see people that like are in the community, you know, it just really sucks. You know, I always pride myself on, and you know, I admit a lot of it hurt my pride a lot because, you know, I felt really stupid. I still feel really stupid, and sorry if I'm talking weird. It's just, how can I put it? Yeah, it's just really hard. I think about it, and it's like really, and I know people, it's just hard because you don't expect it, right? It's even when I'm nervous, I start doing inappropriate jokes, but like no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. and I just didn't expect it to happen to me because I'm always super careful. Like, I don't let weirdos talk to me. Like, I've had so many bots on fucking Twitter, I swear to God, and I always ignore them. I ban them. I've reported something every day on Twitter, I swear to God. I've blocked so many bots. So I've gotten so used to like doing that now. And it just really sucks because I do pride myself on being careful, and I just feel it's just embarrassing. And you know, I'm a very prideful person. I'm Latina. And yeah, I'm Colombian, and I'm super stubborn. You know, I do admit when I'm wrong. And sometimes it takes me, I'll be really stubborn, but then I'm like, oh shit, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And I do admit that. And I admit, guys, this was a mistake. You know, I did what I could, but I did make, there's some things I could have done better, and I did make a mistake. I'm gonna do better. You know, I've definitely like been thinking about it. I did do some changes in the server behind the scenes, that I'm not gonna necessarily like talk about, only because I'm really worried. Again, I'm super paranoid right now, and I've kind of done a couple things. I've changed a couple things for security reasons. Yeah, so hopefully those, so if anything happens again, it can be more quickly dealt with. To my mods, Zaydid and Inu, thank you so much for trying to spell the word. This hacker banned them, and I haven't invited them back to the server because I was, again, dealing with all the DMs, deleting every single message, having to go through every single thing, and that was really hard, you know, having to go. I think that was the hardest part out of this whole thing. The hardest part was having to go through all my DMs, because there's a couple people I haven't talked to for very specific reasons, because, you know, of just, and it's not that I unfriended, and I didn't like, I didn't unfriend them because I didn't think about it. I just stopped talking to them because I was like, they were making me uncomfortable, and I didn't want to deal with that. And oh crap, my headphones ran out of battery. But like I just unfriended him, and having to go back into those posts, like, and shit, that's why. Having to go back into those posts and having to relive the reason why I stopped talking to them was really, really fucking hard. Especially, you know, there was, you know, some people that I had been, you know, like later last year, some people that I had talked to that I had been interested in that I got rejected from, and, you know, that was really hard, having to go and apologize, you know, like a dog between your legs, you know. And you know, that was really hard. And then like having to like talk again to people who got mad at me for things I said, and you know, like we had an argument or something, or like for example, I spoiled someone by accident because I thought they had finished that part of Cyberpunk, and he got really mad at me and he stopped talking to me, and he hasn't talked to me any time since. And then like for this to happen, it's so it's just really fucking embarrassing. And I luckily, like, none of my PayPal stuff is connected. I always have my PayPal, like, I always log off. Like, I never have, I don't even have things remembered on my sorry. I don't even have my, I never have those passwords like saved in for my bank accounts or anything on any of my things. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, it was so hard, like having to go through a lot of DMs. Luckily it didn't affect group DMs, which I was really grateful for, but I still left all of those because, like, again, I'm trying to be safe. Yeah, I'm trying to be, yeah, he got really mad and he hasn't talked to me ever since. This is a true story, and I feel really bad because, like, he's a really, like, fun person, I guess, but he must be really upset because we haven't talked ever since that. And I was like, please, like, I was like, oh, he said he wanted to become, like, a streamer, and, you know, we had talked and everything, and he's like, yeah, sure, eventually. And I was like, yeah, let me see you watch, like, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And I thought so yeah, it was bad. And I felt really bad about it. No mamas, güey. Eso, no mamas. Sí, eso pasó. Pero hay personas así. And so yeah, it's just, I'm feeling like, it's just really hard because, like, there's certain people that, like, I didn't want to talk to ever again, and I just, for some weird reason, I didn't unfriend them. I just, like, completely forgot about it, and just having to relive and reread some messages. There was an ex from, like, way back when, like a couple years, 3 years ago, who really hurt me a lot. Yeah, having to see his messages again and, like, delete all those messages from the hacker and then apologize to this person, and was really just, it brought back a lot of things that I didn't want to think about. Oh, you know, really, I'm really happy about that. I honestly, like, I know not everybody can be streamers, but honestly, like, not everybody is gonna be Iron Mouse, but I feel like everyone should at least try, you know, try different things. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you so much, Postman. I am so sorry. I was really worried. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Another person who was affected by this was Mecha, and Nemi, and Nemi is really sweet, and she's really awesome, and she's a really great artist, and I felt so bad because she's just awesome and great, and I really like her, and I felt really bad because, you know, she has a server too. Sorry. Oh, this is, I know that I'm usually try to be, like, even when I'm vulnerable, I try to keep a tough, tough about it, but don't worry, I'll definitely get to sleep, guys, but don't worry, hey, PNG Tuber too. Yeah, yeah, I'm really thankful you're enjoying it, you know, and you take it at your own pace and you appreciate it for, you know, you do what you need to do, and you know, you create the space that you want. And what's happened really is the space that I have created, that I have spent so much time, these friendships that I have facilitated, this sense of home that I have created, like all the things that I've shared, just I feel like as if someone has broke into my house and just, it honestly feels like someone broke into my house and touched my stuff and fucked up with my stuff and took things and just took advantage of. Oh, sorry, Sono. I'm just talking about recently my Discord got hacked and just the feelings and what happened, and basically trying to answer questions and try to talk about it because I feel like it's really important to like talk about what happened. But it honestly feels like someone just came into my house and wrecked my house. And that's how it feels like getting my Discord taken, just getting all that privacy stuff taken. And it hurts because like if it was just me, that's one thing. But if it was just like, but because it was affected other people, it just sucks even more. And like I haven't even turned on my other computer because I'm just so, I know that nothing happened to this computer because it was off and everything and it'll be fine, but it's just, I'm just stupid and paranoid and just feeling like really vulnerable, and I hate that. I hate that feeling. I feel disgusting. I took like 2 showers just because. Oh my god, please send me arepas. I need them really badly. It happened because a charity that was an established charity that I had been talking and going back and forth with, their account got hacked and they sent me a link asking for help on something, and I was like, yeah, sure, of course. It's, you know, it's a charity. I'm of course going to check out. And yeah, they stole my session tokens and eventually signed me out, locked me out of my of my Discord, and broke, and my 2-factor authentication was completely broken and taken out of. One thing that I hadn't realized that I hadn't done, even though I had 2-factor authentication, I hadn't turned the SMS, which is basically it sends you a message when stuff is like when you log in and stuff like that, and I wish I had that on. That's one thing I didn't realize I didn't have on, and that is now on my Discord. So now it should not only have 2-factor authentication, but I should get a text messages when that happens, when anything is logged in, so I know immediately. But yeah, sorry if I have if there's but yeah, and so it was really awful because it did take a lot of people's it did take a lot of people's, you know, there was people that were affected. Okay, thank you, Postman. I really appreciate it, and honestly, I'm just really glad that, you know, I have such a supportive community. So I know you guys have never seen really this side of me, but, you know, and I know a lot of people are worried about me, but I'm doing this for me and to keep you all safe, because I want you guys to know that this stuff does happen, and to kind of update you and to let you know that I'm okay. Goddamn fucking blood gods running Twitch with their stupid fucking ads. But please be careful. I would suggest, you know, something about cybersecurity that I would suggest is if you're gonna have a business email, I actually have I'll be creating a separate email for, yeah, it's money, but I still feel really bad about it. I'll be creating a separate email for my Discord. I did change the email for my Discord, but I'll be creating a special unique email just for my Discord. And for my, because it's a chatting, because, you know, I do talk a lot with stuff, so I'll be creating a special email for that. I was very lucky because I have my Twitter on a different SNS, on a different email. And I don't connect my business email to like any of that stuff, so I'm so sorry, guys. Just my stomach is, again, when I get really nervous, I feel really sick and nauseous, and just, it's awful. I had someone from Russia gain access to my War Thunder account, OneSet account. I spent over 10 years working. I was terrified when I found out that all the unique currency I had was gone, and it terrified me as I worked to make sure nothing else was affected. I got where you're coming from. Yeah, Lore Master, I totally understand that, because like when you work really hard for something, and like this is something like I would suggest, guys, especially like to let you all know, and this is kind of like a PSA, Discord 2 factor authentication is not as safe as you think. It is not as solid of a system as you think. And I was reading up a lot about it, and this is why I'll be creating a separate email just for that. Because it is not as safe as you think. In the future, most likely, unless I've talked to you in person, or like I've talked to you and I've like, unless I've gotten in a video call with you, I probably will not be accepting anything in the future, unless it's part of the server. So a lot of my friends, like people with like Leo and stuff who I've talked to a lot, I know I can trust them, so it'll be okay. But I'm still like, if something is sent, I'm definitely going to be questioning it a lot more. I'll be asking questions, just because like, I'm like, again, sorry, I'm taking a deep breath. Hello, Velma Boy. Welcome to my stream. We're talking about cybersecurity. Recently, my account was hacked, and I'm letting people know about what things they can do and things to look out for. Yeah. So the same thing happened to me last year. This was before I joined your server and before I activated too. A hot had tried to hack my account in Discord and was sending messages to other communities in their mod DMs, which I have never typed. They kicked me out for safety. Thankfully, I had activated, and after that, I denied every DM from random strangers ever since. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like I never accept messages from people, even if people we've talked about in Discord. Like, even if I've met you in the stream and you send me a message, I will not accept your message unless it's through the my server. The only times I've accepted messages is if you're a streamer, I can watch your streams and I can contact you through other means, and even then I will do research and try to get to know who you are first before even accepting your message. And this is just for messages. And after that, I will not friend you unless we've had conversations. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, Kimmy's accepting my phone call. Holy shit. Also, Kimmy, what you know what our DM said in the group DM about what's happening with that other person? That was unexpected. I'm just gonna put that out there. But anyway, sorry, my ADHD brain is getting the best of me because I'm thinking about like 3 different things at once. But yeah. Yeah, that was really odd and awkward. But anyways, going back to this one. Yeah, I don't accept, I only accept phone calls from, honestly, the only time I usually tell people like come into my Discord and we'll have like a chat and everything, and that's fine. But I've never accepted, I don't even accept, even in my phone, I've missed calls from like my bank. I've missed calls from like actual places because I'm like, I don't know your number, and I will Google their number. I will like go through Japanese versions of Reddit and be like, who is this person? I will search your number. That's how stupidly cautious I tend to be. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, exactly. Crone, I don't even have my voicemail activated. I'm just like, no. If I don't know who your number is, even if, and I've missed calls from like my landlord and from like this stuff, and then I've like, and then I've kind of looked up their number, and then I'm like, oh shit, they're like from this place, and I'm like, oh no. But I don't do voicemail. It is like, I don't call people, like I like calling people that I know, but I don't accept like random calls. It is, that's how stupidly cautious I am. Oh my god, Kim Possible joke. I feel that. But like, honestly, like, this has been an experience, and it is gonna take me a while. There's still servers that I really want to join again, but not today. Maybe tomorrow I'll start going systematically. Again, I need to go. Another reason why I was late is because, again, there was a lot of DMs that I had to go through and delete a lot of messages, because even though like a lot of people were saying, oh, that's not necessary. I had a couple people say, oh, that's not necessary on Twitter to me, but I was like, no, you don't understand. Someone impersonated me, someone who was not me, and I don't want any message, I don't want any evidence, I don't want to see any message that is not from me, because it's not me. That is not, I didn't send that. I don't want that in my Discord. I don't want any message. I don't want anyone, I don't want anything that is not me in my place, in my space. I really wish Discord would allow add a feature allowing DM message deletions by time frame. Yes, I got hacked Takodachi, and unfortunately, they sent a lot of messages, and a couple people that I know were affected, and it was really bad. And I'm really embarrassed and shocked and just not dealing with it very well, and I'm trying to talk about it to let you guys know. So yeah, I've gone through every single DM that was sent, and I've deleted every single message that the hacker has sent. Because again, it feels like it's violating. It's not me. Those words have power, and that's not who I am. Those words are not me. And something that you guys should know about me is that I hate using short speech. I am very picky about the grammar I use. I try to like spell things. I will edit messages if I've seen a word that's misspelled, that I don't use the like, I don't, how are you, I will say how are you with a question mark, you know. I don't like saying like, unless I'm like making a joke, but even then that comes with an explanation. I have full-on sentences. Like there's very, and if I like use short words, like with for example with Sly, I had to send her a file like a couple days ago, and I went like I went PST, but I typed it like 20-30 times. I will type it 20-30. I will either spam the shit out of it, of certain things, or I will use actual spell checkers and actual English. Very rarely will I use short speech, and a lot of people caught on to that, thankfully, thank God. Yeah, Kimmy caught on to that, thank goodness, because she's like, yeah, you don't talk like, and I'm like, yeah, I don't talk like that. Yeah, basically, and it's like, I talked to Kazuma about this one time on Twitter, and you can see he posted like, what's something that you consider a red flag, and for me, a red flag is someone that says, how are you, but types it up all weird, like how, and then the letter R, and then you. I'm just like, I hate that. That's a red flag for me. Automatic red flag. And unfortunately, this person did not do that. People, when I'm very... Yeah, it's just like, when I say, hey, and then I don't follow up with any other message, that's when you know something is wrong. Because I usually say hi, and I'm just like, how are you doing? Like, I follow it up with something. Like, I always follow it up with like a long, like, this is the reason why I'm contacting you. And again, using Kazuma as an example, Kazuma doesn't like small talk, and I know that. And so I'll say, hey, I want to talk about this, and I'll say exactly what I'm trying to say or message about. And we don't talk like one-on-one that often, because, you know, we have like, I'm part of like different groups with him in it, and you know, whatever I want to say to him, I basically want to say to the group anyway. And so like, if there's something very specific on what I've asked him, I've always told him exactly. I don't, and with other people who do enjoy small talk, I ask like, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. You know, how I talk, I tend to use a lot of sentences. Or for example, like, I'll be like, oh my god, I found this really funny video. Like, I'll just tell you exactly. I won't even say, hey, how are you? I'll just be like, hey, look. I'll be like, oh my god, look at this video. Like, I think, or I'll just send like a link to like John Wick stuff, because I did that to Leo the other day. I was like, look at this John Wick trailer. Oh my god. And so like, there's a very specific. Exactly. I will use 10 words when 3 would do. Exactly. I tend to I talk a lot. It's my, like, in my nature, I tend to talk a lot. And so that's when, you know, when something is wrong, is when I don't talk a lot, or when I close myself off. And again, that's something I used to do with my, I used to do, and it did not work out well for me. And I ended up, it led to a lot of hurt feelings, and Kimmy knows about that time. And so I've luckily have been able to work on that habit with my therapist, who unfortunately I have not been able to see in a while, but I have worked on it. And like, now when I know something is wrong, even if it's really hard and I can't express it well, I still try to express something, because it's important, because, and I question it, because, and I question my feelings, and I question my anxiety, because it helps me try to think in a more logical way, rather than get into this really bad circle of like blaming myself. And I've been, you know, and because of what happened, I do blame myself. This is going to be something that's going to be very hard for me to deal with. I'm going to be dealing and over analyzing it. I'm going to be thinking about the conversations over and over again. I'm going to be every single DM that I went through, all the people that were affected. I'm going to be thinking about that all the time. And it's going to take me a couple days to get kind of back into being myself. But even then, this is going to be an event. This is going to be something that I'm going to think about a lot. And I hate it. I hate that part of myself. I hate that part that I'm going to wake up at, I'm not going to be able to sleep one night because I'm going to remember what happened. And I'm going to think about all the things I could have done. And it sucks because I know that I'm going to be okay. And then one day something's going to trigger that memory. Something's going to trigger that anxiety. And I'm going to have a panic attack. And it's going to take me a long time. And even, and I know this because there's things that have happened years ago. And I mean like over a decade ago, maybe like, hold on, how many years ago was this? 15 years ago. There's events that have happened 15 years ago that I still wonder, that I still think about, that still affect me to this day. There is things I said in high school that I still think about, that I still feel bad about. And I don't know why. I don't need to feel about stupid. Of course, I'm a teenager. I say teenagers do stupid things and say stupid things when they're not sure, and they're like, when things happen. But I still think about that. It still brings me pain. And I think about what I could have said, what I would have done differently. And unfortunately, this is something that I'm going to be thinking about. I'll probably be doing a lot of research. I'm probably like, I've actually, the person that I've gotten contacted with in Discord, I'm going to be keeping them in touch, because I do have, I did ask them a lot of questions, like, how can I be safer? What can I do to like protect my, like, I've been asking them for advice, because like, for me, I'm like, prevent. But it's me, because and the reason why I'm whole streaming this is to like hopefully open your eyes to what I'm feeling, to let you know a little bit more about myself, and also to tell you guys, you know, that, to warn you like about like these things that are happening, and to be safe, you know, that it happens and a thing we can do, one of the things that I would petition for is Discord definitely needs to change some of their security factors, because the thing is, how Discord was created was not necessarily the function that it had in mind per se. And actually a lot of the security needs to be updated on Discord itself, because of a lot of what's happening, a lot of the changes, a lot of the landscape that has changed within the hacker, a lot of, and within cybersecurity. And the worst part is, I'm gonna have to talk to my dad about all this. I'm gonna have to talk to my dad about my Discord thing. And I know you people are like, why do you have to do that? Because my dad is into cybersecurity. But I need to talk to my dad about this because I know to be safe, to keep safe, I have to have that uncomfortable conversation with him again. And if you guys, for all of you who remember or don't remember, my dad was the person who said I should quit streaming because I have better, he said, and I quote, I should be doing better things with my life. And he was like, if you're losing so much sleep, if you're doing all this work in stream, you should just quit. Because apparently, like, you should just quit streaming. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. And thank you, Carlito. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and it's like, so my dad does, he's a VP within a cybersecurity company, and he has a lot of connections to engineers and stuff like that. So I will be talking to him about this because I'm someone who does research. I like to do, what can I do and be better? And the best thing to do is to get in touch with my dad, who can get me in touch with a cybersecurity expert, and basically talk about what things I can do to prevent this from happening again. If there's any programs and software I can install. Like I said, I scanned my computer 2 or 3 times. I went through my event security login viewer to check exactly what was happening. I went through every DLL and Googled all of that shit. Like, I probably might have fucked up some of my permissions or locked my computer so much. And the reason, so to say, it's just, so that's another uncomfortable conversation I'm gonna have to have, especially because my mom is on Facebook, and I did tell my Facebook that my Discord was hacked. I haven't given them updates on that, and I will be sending another message. I will be posting another update to my timeline on Facebook, telling them I did get my account back and apologizing to people about it. But yeah, I have to do that as well, which is, again, my mom's probably going to tell my dad, and then I know that's a conversation that I'm going to have with someone who said my dad told me that I should quit streaming because he thought it was just wasting my time. He doesn't, and we had a huge argument over it, and it was such a bad argument. My dad, who had written for 10 years, my dad has been writing an email every single week. Actually, maybe less than that. He started like 7 years ago, maybe. But for almost 10 years, my dad has been writing an email to me almost every single week, that entire time. And I have kept every single one of those emails because even if my dad is very religious and I'm not. And the fact that my dad has always reached out to me, and I don't respond to 80 to 90% of them because I'm busy or I forget. And the fact that my dad has made the effort to do that was so amazing to me. And this argument was so bad that literally for a month and a half, almost 2 months, he didn't write a single email. Not one. And I will always remember that we had an argument. And I'm really worried about my dad because also he's been having a lot of, he's been forgetting things. And my mom tells me, again, my mom says I'm paranoid, but again, I notice these things. There's little things about people that I notice. And I noticed that my dad, when we had conversations, I was like, Dad, didn't you remember I said this? Dad, didn't you remember I said that? And I talked to my dad about everything that was happening at work. And yet, and I told him how much I had enjoyed streaming and everything because it was really helping me, you know, learn new skills. And I felt like I was going somewhere, that this is a place where not only I can be myself, but I can provide entertainment. I was learning how to do more I was getting back into 3D. I've been learning to like, how to manage like social networks and do community management. It's really motivated me to learn and do different things and to do skills. And that's something I really love. That's what I love about being a VTuber and love about streaming, is that it encourages me to do new things, to learn new things. And that's what I look for in a job. I look for a job that can help me grow, not only as a person, but professionally. Because it really, like, it makes my ADHD brain go burr. And I had told all my dad this, and he literally, like, and after telling him all my problems and all my dad this, like, about, I think it was like a couple weeks later, he told me that I should get a master's in education. I should quit streaming. And it really hurt me because it felt like my dad hadn't listened to me. And maybe, and I'm gonna be hopeful that my dad is just forgetting stuff, and that maybe he's just getting old, because I was so proud to tell my dad, hey dad, look, I've taken this thing that I love and I'm doing something with it. I'm able to make content. I'm able to make people happy. And I'm able to, like, you know, get something a little bit from it. And I really enjoy it. It's a space I created for me. Look at this hard work. And it felt like my dad was telling me to quit all that. We had a huge argument. My mom had to intervene, and it was bad. It was really bad. But yeah, that really hurt a lot. And it's something I've forgiven my dad, I guess, but like at the same time, it really hurt. Like, you can forgive things, but you don't forget. And unfortunately, I have a stupid memory for bad things that happen. God, I'm feeling really sick. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like, my stomach is churning. And so, like, this whole thing that's happened, as much as I'm gonna have to, I haven't told any of my family about my streaming account. I've never showed them my streaming account because it's not who they think I am. And unfortunately, you know, the best way to prevent further incidents from happening is by talking to someone who's an expert. And I have to use that connection my dad has to talk with them and to figure out what I can do. And it's just really hard because, you know, my dad is going to be like, oh, your Discord got hacked. Why didn't you do this and this? Again, I was getting a lot of that on Twitter and some through my Discord, and it really hurt because I had done that. I had done everything you suggested, and it still happened. I don't know what more I could have done. I mean, I know I could have asked questions. I know there's some things I could have said. But it still really hurt that people wouldn't believe that I did my best to try to prevent these things from happening. And unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna have to have a very uncomfortable conversation. And I'm gonna show my dad, you know, my channel and my Discord, and maybe I can get away with just being like, can I talk to someone about this and explain what happened? But I'm so worried about my parents checking out my content because they don't know a lot of things, the extent. You know, my parents don't know a lot of the things that I already know. You know, I try to behave by their rules, and my parents are very religious, and it's gonna be kind of a weird conversation to have. Be like, yeah, I talk a lot. I'm a very sexually open person, you know, I'm very sex positive. I swear I play a lot of video games. You know, as much as like I was like, man, I don't like degrading people, but like at the same time it's kind of funny, you know. And I know that you guys enjoy. I don't do things like, if I honestly don't like it, I won't do it, and I'll be like, okay, whatever. Like a couple times on stream I've been like, I'm not feeling it, I'll return the points, and I've done that, and I've done so. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, Kimmy, and I think that's kind of the reason for this stream and for why I'm talking about it now, because I'm trying to get it out in the open. I'm trying to not let it fester. I'm trying to do my best to talk about these things and to let people know that, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and I'm gonna do my best in the future to make sure that none of that happens. Hey, Himeno. And I'm gonna be talking to people that'll hopefully help me understand what happened in a more maybe better way, in a technical way, because I know what happened, but I kind of like, in my mind, I'm still worried that I don't know enough. I'm worried that I don't know enough, that I don't have enough knowledge to prevent that. I'm not going to show them my VODs, God no, but I am going to show them my channel. I'm not going to show them any of my streams, and hopefully they won't watch my VODs, because I don't want them to know. It would be better if they don't. I specifically keep my people, many people that I have spoken to privately. I have not posted on my Facebook, which has my face, all my information, you know, the people that I talk to. I haven't been on Facebook in forever, but it does, you know, it's for my family. A lot of my family does not know I'm a VTuber, and a lot of them don't know I stream. And a lot of it is for safety issues, because I don't, like, if something happens like this, for example, this email account is not connected to Facebook. Like, no one, I don't have any of my Discord information on my Facebook. And thank God, because, like, imagine if all that, if those accounts were all in the same email, but they're not. Again, safety issue, paranoid. I mean, that's true. I think it's more like because you just like, oh, it's more of the, I think Kimi for more of it's like, oh, these two are together. How does that? I don't know. I feel like more it's like doujinshi content, you know, like, oh, it's like, it's like fans. You just enjoy the Transformers fan service, you know? And, but yeah, anyways, the side point is that I would encourage everyone who has Discord to really, like, turn on two-factor authentication, sure. Turn on the SMS part, because I didn't know you could do that until I redid everything. And yeah, turn on the SMS thing. I would also suggest, because there is security, because Discord has security weaknesses within its own mainframe, to please put it on a separate email account that does not matter. Luckily, this email account is not connected to everything. But I would please encourage you, like, to put it on a different email that doesn't matter, that doesn't have personal information on it. That's what I'm going to be doing. I did switch it onto an email account that's not, that I kind of use for stupid shit. But I'm going to be changing it to, so it has its own email. Like, it's only for Discord, only because now that I've done the research and I know that there is a lot of things within the security, within Discord security, there's a lot of vulnerabilities within Discord security, and people, it is not as safe as you think it is. Now that I know that, I'm definitely going to be putting it on its own service and its own thing. And so, like, I would encourage people to do that as well. I know it sounds really paranoid. Maybe it's a hassle, but as someone who has had their Discord hacked, I would do it just in case. I'm just glad that none of my contacts were synced up. And I'm so sorry about the ads, everybody. I'm really sorry about the ads. Oh God, I feel really sick. But yeah, that's, again, I do want to go into the Let's Watch, and I do want to watch this video because I feel like it explains it quite well, what happened, and we'll start that right after the ads. So let me set that up for you guys. This is the one I linked to earlier, and I feel that is very useful. So hold on. There we go. I need to fix that, but I will in a moment. Let me put it up here. Thank you, Bodhi. No, thanks, Bodhi. I really appreciate you stopping by. Okay. Oh god, I've disconnected everything, so it's all a fucking mess right now. So yeah, hold on. Just a few more seconds and then it should be over. Okay, so feeling awful, feeling my personal space has been invaded. It's just not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. I don't feel good. It's not it's just I don't feel okay. I'm not okay. And I'm slowly I'm probably not going to feel okay for a few days. And so but I and people are just like, you know, take it slow, and I am taking it slow. I just want people to know. But this is a video for okay, now that we're out of ads. This is a video that basically explains a lot about what's happened and basically what happened to me. And it happened again to I posted this link earlier, but I want to watch the video with you guys because he explains pretty well what's been happening and basically how we can prevent this in the future. And things we can do. And he also talks about some security breaches, but he goes through with it, and it's something you guys need to be aware of because this is apparently what I've been told. This is a very new thing. What I've researched. This is something that's kind of like becoming more prevalent in the past year or so. A lot of the people who had this happen to them was within the past 6 months. So yeah, this is something that I haven't. This is something that I didn't know about, and I wish I had, because again, when there was a round of scams and bots that had happened last year, and I was aware of that, and luckily there had been an announcement in another community that was in it. I was like, oh, I better watch out for that. So yeah, this is something that again, this happened March 24th. So again, this is something that is definitely happening. A lot more, and I think we should all like pay attention to that. So please keep this in mind. Yep. And this is a sponsor thing, but we'll skip that. Hold on, let me pull up the volume. Yeah, okay. Normally the videos are loud, sorry. There we go. There you go, making sure everybody's awake. And Karhazik, apologize so much for your Discord. I know that your Discord was also affected, and I'm truly deeply sorry about it, about that. And hopefully, you know, this video can be very informative. This was not the link that I clicked on. This was something else. This is what's happened. This is what happened to his channel specifically, and this was what that hacker for him did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is what happened to me. Yep. Yep. And this is what happened to me. So this is exactly what happened to me. Like, and you'll understand why this session token. And this was actually, I confirmed this when I went to my event viewer in my, I did go to my security log and I looked at my event viewer about the time about the time that all of this happened, and this is exactly what it was telling me, that these session tokens were taken. Mm-hmm. Again, I didn't know about any, like, I knew that you have like a session, but I didn't realize the intricacies of this until I watched this video. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. For me, it was a link. I did not go about the rest of my day. I noticed almost within the next few minutes that something was very wrong. Um, I'm very glad about that. I was watching T stream when it was happening. Um, so I was very, very, very. No, that's no Hunter KY. Like, even so, like, even when you type in, the thing is, even when you type in the password, when you type in your password, it keeps a session token. That's the session token that's opened. And so what happened was that when I clicked on this link, my session token for my Discord and essentially like my computer for that was taken. And so that's why, like, when I realized this, I remember when I was talking to my friend about what happened. When I realized this, you'll see, but like, this is what he did and this is what I ended up doing. And yeah, and I of course when I noticed that, I searched my computer, I found all these weird files, I deleted the program, I deleted, like, because yeah, like that link just did so much background stuff, and I spent like hours just cleaning and sweeping through my computer and cleaning all that stuff up. Exactly, Karhazik. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So this goes into more like YouTube exclusive stuff, but basically like I do take the blame for like being for not questioning things like, and again, I should have had a better system of accepting, you know, even with organizations that I have talked to, I should have like a better set of steps to prevent these things. And if I had known, if I had been more educated about this stuff, and as someone who works a lot online, who works and does a lot of things on Discord, who does a lot of things with content creation, it's very important for me to be more educated about this. It's a reminder that, you know, there are things that I could, again, there are things I could have done better. I did what the best I could with the information I had, but I could have had more information, and that's on me, and I acknowledge that. I thought it was funny. He's butt naked. Kimmy, that's really funny. I do sleep with a t-shirt on and underwear, but sometimes I do not wear pants. I'm gonna admit that. I wear pants for the sake of other people, not for me. But something that he does mention is that yeah, one thing that I did see a lot in Reddit was that the Discord response was very slow. I was very lucky, and the fact that I was able to get my account back within 24 hours, I feel that that is definitely something that I'm very lucky. A lot of people, the negative 10 fire alarm teach. I'm sorry, that's really funny, guys. A big win that. Yeah, that was a really big win because I do, again, Benny and Mecca, they've had a much slower process. It's been a much longer time. I am going to be emailing them. Again, I'm trying to keep in contact with the Discord rep because I do want to know how to prevent this. Hey, Kylie, how are you doing? Kaylee, sorry. Yeah, I'm glad my account is back. By the way, Kylie had your responses. If it's the account I thought, I think the bot tried to message you, and you had like one of the best responses too. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it was, everything was nuked. I had a couple people in my server who were very scared about that. One of them was Corset, and they messaged me and they were really worried about it. And thank God, Carrot also messaged me on Twitter, and thank God that their account had been suspended by that time, I think, or they had stopped caring about my server because any messages that my mods had tried to post in the immediate 30 minutes after it all went down was completely erased, and my two of my mods were actually kicked out and banned from my channel, which was really bad. So that was really like, so that was like really disheartening, but I'm really glad that Carrot, like, she reached out to me and she's like, do you want to say anything? Do you want to post anything? 3 actually. Yeah, exactly. And so it was really awful. Like, it was horrible. And like, it made me feel like shit. Because like, not even my mods who are trying to do the best they can to like keep the community safe, they were completely blindsided by this. Again, I have made some changes that I have discussed to certain people within my community that I'm not going to discuss with others at this time, only because, again, I'm still pretty again, traumatized by everything. So at a later time when I'm calmer, I will discuss like 1 or 2 of the changes I've made. Yeah, exactly. And I did have like, yeah, I had this hacker was trying to silence people and in my own goddamn in my own goddamn server, and it was terrifying. Like, I have a 3-point system. I have a 3 strikes you're out system in my server, meaning that if you either violate the rules, if there's obviously, like, if you've done one really bad thing, I will ban you with no hesitation. Like, for example, mentioning animal cruelty, in a way that you're like, yeah, I killed animals. Like, obviously that is automatic, like, you're out. But like, there's like, I try to be pretty nice. Like, if you violate the rules, I'll talk to you. And then if you do it again, then you're going to be put in a special like area. You'll have a special tag. And I let my mod teams know, like, my mod team knows everything. When I do something, when I ban someone, when I time someone out, I always put it in so that my mods know what's happening. And, when this person came into my account and my mods were trying to like tell people what was happening, they completely just banned them. And I don't know why they didn't ban Carrot, but thank God, because she was able to get the word out. Hey, this is happening on the server. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. There was exactly Carhazic. I did get a couple messages from people in the server on Twitter. They were like, "Oh my god, the whole server is gonna get nuked." And I did see those messages later on, and I haven't deleted them because, like, do I have a strike? No. You don't have a strike, Miku. You have 0 strikes. You have done nothing wrong. It's fine. You're just being yourself, and we all know that you're a little sussy baka, so it's fine. Like, and so it's like, and it was really scary. Like, it was when I found out, like, knowing that people that I trusted were getting banned and kicked out of my server was scary. It was terrifying. It really scared me because I'm like, oh my god. And again, when I went through my account and seeing that, like, I had joined a couple weird group, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I've never DM'd this person. I've never talked to this person in my life. And just like, it was weird. I didn't like it. It was not okay. And it's like, and I was so scared that like these weird people were going to join my server, and that's why I'm forever grateful that like I did get my account when I did. But at the same time, Discord has been really slow to contact, you know, like Benny and Mecha. They haven't gotten as fast of a response, and I worry about that. I do, like, I'm really worried about them because, like, you know, Benny especially has an event coming up. Like, he planned something, and I want him to be able to do things, you know. They banned my second account that did nothing after my normal one tried to message. Exactly. And it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Weasel, I totally banned your account, and I'm so sorry. Weasel is an IRL friend of mine, but again, when all this shit went down and I finally got access to everything, I kicked them out of my server. I'm like, I don't know who you are. You're sus. There's a lot of shit that happened, and so I deeply apologize about that. Kimmy messaged me and she let me know what was happening, and so I will be inviting you back to the server and everything. Just to let you know, Zayden, yeah, Weasel Rocks is an actual IRL friend. Luckily, they get in contact with me. And again, if you are someone who is a regular and like maybe you're trying to access through your second account, I know my people, the people who really are important and matter, they'll try to contact me and they'll be like, hey, I tried doing this and we can talk about it and get these clearings messed up. So, and yeah, I felt really bad about it. At the time I was just like, You know, whenever you got it sorted, I'm good to wait. Yeah, like Zayden, I'm not gonna I'm gonna invite you back in and I will make you a mod again, but like I'm trying now that I've sorted through all the DMs, but yeah, I did again. I've only joined one server and that was T server because I was a mod for his Discord server and I again this bot messaged people that was on his server and I'm like, I don't even know, I haven't ever talked to these people, or like they're people that I've only talked in the server and I've never DM'd, and I was like, what the fuck? It was bad. It was bad. But anyways, let's continue to and again to what this guy is saying, like, yeah, Discord has been quite slow with other people's accounts and it's been bad. Karhazik, I don't know if you've gotten your Discord again, and I'm sorry about that. Again, I apologize. Actually, not Karhazik, Kudos. But I messaged him as well on Twitter and we got in touch. Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing I wish that Discord support team had done. And again, when they did get in touch, they were really polite and everything, but I wish they had kept me updated. I wish they had told me exactly what they were going to do, because all they said that we're going to suspend our account and do investigation. I'm like, well, what does this investigation entail? Like, what information should I give you? Like, what do I do? And none of that was information was given to me. And again, it was really hard because I wanted to know what was happening so that I could spread that information to other people. Yep. I have heard, when I did my research on Reddit, initially there was people that were saying they hadn't get it fixed for 2 to 3 weeks, that they weren't able to get their account back. Again, with Benny, I'm really worried because they haven't, like, and Mecca, they haven't gone back to them, and like they don't have 2 to 3 weeks. Like, especially Benny, he has an event next weekend. You know, he has to go through all that, try to fix all that stuff, and it's a really, and he has apparently he has 2 accounts, and it's really stressful and it's not okay. And so like I'm again, that's why I've been trying to keep in contact with a rep, because I pointed this out. I'm like, this person needs help. They reset my two-factor authentication. They reset it. I didn't even know that was a thing you could reset. I did get a thing that my password had been reset, and again, another, like, I got that immediately, and that was bad. But I didn't know that they could reset two-factor authentication, and that's something that's a security breach on Discord's part. Mhm. Rex, please don't re-add me. Right now, again, I've been telling people, please don't DM me. Unless like there's only certain people I've allowed because we've talked about it and stuff like that. But again, please don't re-add me. I'm still going through DMs. I still have to go through my entire friends list and I'll be unfriending a lot of people just because there are some weird ass people that the hacker decided to talk to, and I just don't feel comfortable right now talking in DMs. I will slowly but surely be joining servers again, just because I want people to know that it's me, and I have to slowly kind of like, I'll be messaging people, I'll be messaging like people, other moderators who had messaged me, be like, is your account hacked? I'm going to be messaging him and be like, yes, but now I have my account back. Would it be okay if I join your Discord server again? So yeah. Yeah, things are better. It's just, it was really traumatizing, and I really could use a hug. This is one of the few times, like, like, this is one of those times I really wished I lived with a partner, that I lived with a roommate, that I lived with someone, because I could really use, like, just someone to, like, tell me it's gonna be okay, like, in person, and hold my hand, you know? And I hate that because I'm usually very much like, but, yeah. Yes, Kimmy, we're gonna go watch the D&D movie together on Saturday. That's why, Kimmy, usually I stream about that time, and that's why I was saying, like, this weekend, if we're gonna go on, I can only go on Sunday because I have a D&D session, or I have a Pathfinder session on Saturday. But I was like, if we go on Sunday, I was gonna say, like, that's why I agreed, because I'm like, I need to get out of the house. Like, I'm trying. I need to get out of the house. I'm glad I have work tomorrow because I'm gonna get out of the house, and I just need to be out and about until I feel more comfortable and be with people. Because yes, I believe your ability to clean. I'm just embarrassed of the uncleanliness I have. And it's funny because when I'm with guests, I help my mom clean. I keep my the guest bedroom clean. It's a weird thing I have. Basically, it's only like one room in my house is clean, and then the other rooms are like a disaster, and it's so embarrassing to admit. I'm just a terrible, 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 terrible adult, and I apologize. And this is probably why I'll be single forever, because I'm not good at cleaning or something. That's fair. Yeah, I have like 145-liter bags. Like, I have bought the stuff because I actually want to get rid of a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff in my closet I want to get rid of, and there's just a lot of stuff I want to get rid of. I just haven't had the time to, like, sit down, or like, I get overwhelmed, and yeah, so I need to, like, go. I definitely will be taking you up on your offer, Kimmy. Let's just put it that way. I will be taking you up on your offer within the next couple months, because I want to go through my stuff and throw and clean my stuff out. I've actually thought about, like, hiring an organizer and, like, interior designer to help me organize my apartment better so that I can be better at cleaning. Garage sale. There's no such thing as garage sales in Japan. Yeah, I'm here now. Oh yeah, hey Taco, how are you? Google does do that. And actually, I was very grateful because when my computer, like, when all of this happened, luckily my Gmail with my really important stuff. Okay, so one thing you gotta know, guys, I do not include, or I do not have my personal, like, super personal email where I have very important information is not on my streaming computer. It's not on my gaming computer. I don't keep it on these things. And the reason why is for this. Like, it's always logged off, it's logged out. All of my bank accounts, all of my PayPal, always logged out, two-factor authentication for this reason specifically. Mm-hmm. They are not, because I've had there was a big security breach with Bank of America. Luckily I'm no longer a part of them, but they were security breaches. And Wells Fargo. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Discord. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Honestly, yeah, I will say, I'm really grateful to the community. I'm really grateful to the people who reached out to me. I'm really grateful for all those who checked in on me. Huge shout out to a few of you. Carrot, like, when I was literally shaking. I was so distraught. I was shaking. I felt sick, and I had to go to my part-time job after all that stuff too. So like, I was shaking. A real shout out to like Inu, who like also was like, yeah, you know, he helped out. One thing that did, I'm sorry to call, one thing that was the most worst timing, because like, you know, I was modding in T's Twitch stream, right? And T was high as a kite. And we had to all yell at him at the same time for him to kick me out of the server. And I was like, we were all like, T, please. So I thought that was funny. It was just horrible timing. Like, we were just like, T, please, it's a security issue. I was like, T, kick me out of the server for the love of God. And he was high as a fucking kite, that son of a bitch. And he was playing Destiny and he didn't even invite me, which I was so sad about. And oh god, that was kind of funny, but I was like, T, come on, bro. It was just the worst fucking timing. Yeah, exactly, Neko. And I was telling people earlier, like, I was so shocked, and that's why I put the apology, because I'm like, holy shit, there's people that is messaging that I don't even know who the fuck they are. Like, people I've never interacted with outside the community that they were messaging, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, yeah, it was really bad, guys. Like, the count, yeah, it's like, and that's why immediately, like, within minutes of it happening, Neko, like, within 5 minutes, I was like, my Discord was a count, because I was like, holy fuck, like, this is gonna affect everything I'm modding. And that's why we were yelling at T, and honestly, at the time, I was so upset with T that it took him so long to respond. But thinking about it now, I can kind of laugh, because I realized he was really high, and it's just really bad timing. It was just really bad timing. Yeah, it was just really bad timing, because he was fucking high as a kite, and we're like, please, just kick us out. Yeah, thank you so much, Neko. Again, I wanted to shout Neko out as well. I wanted to shout out all my mutuals, because I had just talked to Neko, because like, I was like, hey, Neko, like, we had talked about some personal stuff, like, literally moments before. And when this all went down, I was like, oh my God, you know, what if like, because we had just talked, I'm like, oh shit, you know, I hope she recognizes it's not me. And so like, and that's why I immediately said in T's chat, my Discord has been hacked, because I hopefully, like, I didn't want to make an announcement to like everybody because like it just affected the mods, but like, yeah. Yeah, no, Neko, when Benny told me it hit him too, and I felt so fucking bad. Like, honestly, because, like, it happened through me, and it affected, and he answered my message, and I was like, fuck. And so, yeah, this is why I was so adamant on Twitter. Like, I was messaging everybody that I could on Twitter, why I was sending this tweet, while I was like saying like please to everyone, and I was pleading and telling everyone, please tell everybody that my account's been hacked, because I know some people, and you know, there are some people I know really well who can tell, and there's some people that I just met. And so like, again, Benny I had just met recently, a couple weeks within a month ago, and so of course he was, and we've only talked like a couple times, but like he's someone that he's like, oh, it's a new friend, yay, you know, someone that I was hoping to collab with, that I want to collab with more, and seeing him affected, and seeing how it was wreaking havoc in his like certain servers, it was awful. It was really, really bad, and I still feel really bad about it. And I know, and he said like it's okay, you know, I know that, you know, it was through your trusted source that was also hacked, but I still feel horrible about it. No, I'm really glad, like Nico, I'm really super grateful. You have no idea. I'm so grateful that you messaged everybody, because there was a couple, because I did get messages from people on Twitter being like, I heard from like this person that like different communities, like it was being spread to other communities, which was really great, because it was great that this message that my account was being hacked was being spread on different communities. Yeah, I was like, I never got, yeah, so I never got back the hate. Yeah. I deleted all that, Taco, from our DMs again, because again, I don't want any of those messages on my fucking Discord. I don't want them there. They're not me. They're not who I am. They're not me. Those are not my messages. And it feels like, oh, it's just awful. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much. You know what's the worst part? I told Crystal, because I had been like, yeah, I gotta send Crystal a bunch. So I had sent Crystal a bunch of like fucking memes the night before, because like that's how I like, because you know I know Crystal's busy, so I'm just like, let me send her a bunch of memes so she can be happy and everything. And she was like, was your account? And luckily, I'm really grateful you read my Twitter, and I was like, yeah, and. Unfortunately, fortunately, the person was suspended before they could cause more damage, and I'm really glad you noticed. So really thankful for that. Yeah, and so, and the people who were affected, I noticed they got like, it's like immediately like the tone of their messages changed, and it was really bad. Yeah, like usually I message you around this time, or I send what. I talk to different people. I talk to certain people a certain way. So with Crystal, I talk with her in memes. And like, I'm just like, I'll talk in full sentences and then I'll send a bunch of memes. That's kind of been our conversations. And I like that. It's fun. Like, I like to make people laugh, you know, especially when we're just getting to know each other. I'm like, I like memes. You like memes. This is a common language we share. And so I've had to message a bunch of people, and people that I've just gotten to know, and I was like really scared, because I try to make, like, for example, Jenna Zuina is someone that I've started talking to more. Crystal is someone I'm talking to more. Benny is someone I'm talking to, and these are all amazing content creators, you know, and they're all like really cool people, and I'm like, I want to make more friends, and I want to collab with them, and I want to play games together, because, you know, that's how I want to be an animate person on the internet who plays games and has fun and entertains people, makes people laugh, you know, is able to have serious conversations when they need be, or just, you know, just have fun. And like Iroh, exactly. Iroh, I hadn't messaged you in forever, and I was so fucking worried because like I did save Iroh's, because Iroh was like, Iroh calls me her internet mom, and then when Iroh's like, hi mommy, it's like, I miss, and then the hacker said, I miss your dad. I was like, what the fuck? fuck when I was reading this DM? I was like, what the fuck is this? Why would I say that? Oh my god. Thank you, Jinx, for the raid. Thank you, Jinx, for the raid. Thank you, everybody, for the follow. My name is Spectre Zero. I've been today is just a just chatting stream. I'm basically talking about my Discord account was hacked. And it's been a really tough 24 hours, like 36 hours now. I'm not okay. I do shake. I'm sorry if I start stuttering a lot, because again, it's a nervous thing. It happens when I get really nervous. And it's just, I've been trying to educate people on like what happened to me, and hopefully, to prevent them from all that happens. Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm going to give a shout out to, or let me, tell you all about Jinx. Jinx is a really funny content creator. She honestly makes me laugh a lot. Please go check her out. She one of the best streams I saw about was Jinx is she had all her chat just be people. Like they're all Pepe frogs. And they're all just like trying to make her die, and it was really funny. So please go check her out. She's a really amazing content creator. But yeah. Yeah, People Island, exactly. I will never forget that. And I always enjoy watching you doing your little people art and your karaoke streams. Actually, one of the artists I listen to a lot right now is I found through your stream. But yeah, I've been talking about I've been talking about basically my Discord account. I was in talks to let all the raiders know. I had been talking to a charity on and off about holding a charity event, and we had been kind of like going back and forth because I had been really busy, and this charity had been hacked, and I didn't know about it, and they were like, hey, could you please check out this thing? And I was like, oh, it's for a charity, whatever, that's fine. And it turns out, and with me, they funny enough, this hacker messaged me differently than they messaged everybody else, because they were like, hey, I need your help. Could you please check this out? And they never said, could you check it out right now or anything like they were doing in the other message. They were just like, I need your help. Could you check this out? And I was like, okay, this is for this established charity that I had been in talks with. And yeah, so the charity got hacked. I got hacked because of that. And I was locked out of my my Discord for about 24 hours. Also, yeah, it was really scary. It was traumatic. As I've told people, my privacy, my safe space, my Discord community, the people I love, the people I care about, my friends, all of that, it feels like someone just kicked down and broke into my house. And it's very violating, and it's, yeah, never do charity. Never do charity. No, it's not that, because thank you, Lilith, very much for the raid. But yeah, please, I know, Jinx, you maybe have had a long day, so please take some rest. Please be careful. Please be careful about your accounts. I would suggest create a system, ask questions. That's what I had, 2-factor authentication. My phone is not synced up to my Discord at all. Yeah, I was able to get my Discord account back. I officially do have it back now, but I'm not taking DMs. I've left every server that I'm a part of at this time because I need to basically, I've checked through all the DMs, but right now at this time, I just need to check my friends list because this person joined a bunch of weird servers and started talking to some random people. They automatically friended a bunch of people I don't know. So I have to go through my friends list still and like check through all of that, because I need to double check about these people. So yeah. So thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the raids. I really appreciate it. I hope your streams are really good. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I shout out to the community. As soon as I told them on Twitter, I told everyone to message everybody about it and to be careful. So that was done. That's already bad that it's a hack scam, but the fact that they compromised a charity's account, and that's how my account got compromised as well. So it was like, I felt really bad for the charity. I did talk to them on Twitter. And I sent them an email and they were like, we are so sorry. We've never had this happen to us before. We're right now discussing and mitigating, and like we talked about it, and I felt bad because I know that they are not bad people. This is a charity that supports mental health issues within veterans, that helps veterans who are dealing with like finding life outside and dealing with, who have suicidal thoughts. So it's really awful. Yeah, it was really, really bad. My question still stands. What were they planning? Everyone knew you got hacked. What were they planning? It's a good question. I don't know. I found out, and I kind of like within minutes of it all happening, I immediately knew, and I took to Twitter and I told everyone. The Discord that was the Twitch channel that I was moderating. I immediately told people. I immediately told my because I'm not only a moderator for that channel, I moderate their Discord, and they were sending messages to people on channels that I moderate, and it was just on servers I moderate, and it was a complete invasion of privacy, and it was just awful, and I hate it, and it just makes me feel it's a lesson for sure. I learned that I need to be more cautious, more careful. Jason Todd is dead. That's funny. He's a zombie technically. But yeah, it's a learning experience. It's going to take me a while to, by the way, I love Jason Todd. My ADHD is kicking in really bad because I just thought, hey, Jason Todd, I love Jason Todd. I love Red Hood. I play Red Hood on Gotham Knights. Anyways, that's a side note. Sorry about that. But yeah, what I encourage everybody to do, and what happened for all those raiders who want to know, when I opened, because, they're like, check this out, gave me a link. Okay, cool. I checked the link. And then what happened was they stole my session tokens. And they stole my session tokens, basically circumventing my two-factor authentication, because I had two-factor authentication on. I loved what he said. It's time to hood and kill. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's fair. I did say she says what she needs to say. She loves Jason Todd one more time. Exactly. I need to say Jason Todd is great. I love him. I love his character so much. Yeah, so they basically stole my session tokens, and I didn't know they had stolen my session tokens. I thought they had done something else with like my password, and it wasn't until I was talking to it about my friend, I'm like, oh my god. And I had my computer off at this time because once I warned everybody, I basically shut off my computer and then took to my phone and messaged everybody as I could on Twitter and be like, this is what's happening, please be careful, da 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 da. And then I talked to another friend, and he was like, yeah, your account was hacked. And I'm like, yes, I know, I've been trying to tell everybody. And he's like, oh yeah. And I told him what happened. And so then he's like, oh, this is probably what happened. And he linked me to this video. He told me about this person, Lioness Tech Tips. And so I looked up his video and I was like, yes, this is exactly what happened to me. And so basically they stole my session token, and it basically circumvented all my two-factor authentication. I am talking to the Discord representatives, and I'm talking to them about how I can be careful, like additional steps I can take, additional steps that my friends who have been affected can take, and that hopefully their accounts get reactivated soon, because, they also have communities and stuff. For the few people, there were a few people that were affected. So we've been kind of talking about that. I've been a fan forever. It always makes me smile when people know who he is and share the love. Oh yeah, I love Jason Todd. Honestly, I read Red Hood and the Outlaws for a very, very, when that whole thing came out, I read all about it. Yeah, I didn't know who his channel was, but I definitely appreciate his channel. Like, this kind of new, like, yes, this approach is similar to what is done, but this specific hack is something that's a bit newer, that's come out within the next year or so from the research that I've done. Again, while my account was hacked, I did do a lot of research on different Reddit posts, about the Discord's time, because again, Discord didn't get back to me immediately. They were kind of like, okay, we received your report, and I had to wait a couple hours. And of course, when you're a content creator with a community, this is like your worst nightmare, because you're like, fuck, I don't know anything what's going on. I don't know what's happening to my account. What the fuck? Like, it's just, it is the worst feeling in the world. And that's why, yeah, a lot of time to panic. Like, if you guys have ever seen Madagascar, what was it? No. What? It's not Madagascar, but it's this movie where he goes, "Now is the time to panic." That's exactly what I was thinking about. Hold on, let me see if I can look it up really quick. What was it? Meme? Yeah, was it Monsters Inc? Yeah. It's this one. It's this one. This is exactly how I felt. Basically what happened to me. Yes, thank you for the Monsters Inc. Exactly. Like, that is exactly like what was going through my head. Luckily, the email that I use for my Discord is not connected to any of the other social media I use. So I was able to kind of like, and it's not connected to my phone or anything. So I was able to kind of like, in a way, my email, because of all the stuff that I have with my email, that was protected, and he didn't hack my email, but I still changed all my passwords, my 2-factor authentication, yada, and et cetera. Yeah, I'm going to have this as a meme now on my channel, just to let you all know. Yeah, and it was fucking scary, guys. Like, I'm thinking about, like, holy shit, like, I'm friends with people who know bigger streamers, and I'm like, fuck, if they get affected by this, and bigger streamers who they message back, like, I was so, and I'm still paranoid and worried that, like, how many streamers, like, and content creators affected, and their communities, and the trust that they have in their communities, you know, how it's gonna affect them, and this is the type of thinking that goes through my mind, and it's so scary. And normal dude, I'm glad you're coming to my channel. So thank you to everybody who's followed. I really appreciate that. Usually I'm playing Destiny 2. Recently I've just been playing Destiny 2. That has been my my current addiction, is just playing Destiny 2 and doing all that stuff. But today I wanted to dedicate this stream to talking about cybersecurity, because I feel like this is really important, and I want to make sure that my experience is something that everybody knows about and that they can keep aware of. And I want people to be aware of this stuff, because like, yeah, like it's scary. It's scary, and it's something that's happening more and more. And it's, I should have been something I could have done is I should have updated myself on, like, yeah, this is exactly what happened. How hackers hijack your cookies. It's basically, they hijack my cookies. And yeah, it's awful. It's a horrible feeling. Destiny's all right at best. Llama, who's like playing nonstop and who's really good at it. I'm really appreciative to my community, my bites. Honestly, I would spread awareness, be like, let people know that I have my account back, but that any messages that I sent between, on the 29th, yes, any messages I sent between the 29th or 28th of North American time, or 29th, 30th, please be careful. If please, like, I would suggest everybody, there is a website you can check, and there's that where you can check links and everything. I would highly advise you guys do that before you open anything. Yeah, and so please be careful, because yeah, I did not know that 2-factor authentication was that flimsy with Discord. Because it turns out with Discord in particular, how they do 2-factor authentication, and I've said this many times, but this is also for the new people that came in, 2-factor authentication within Discord is actually pretty shitty. It's shitty in the sense that when someone gets your account, they can basically reset all of that. And it is not like it is. Yeah. And I would encourage anyone who has a Discord to have an email specifically for Discord. I just happen to have like a email that I don't really use for that. And so luckily that's fine. See, this is why the Bowery King. Sorry, guys. I'm glad your Raiders didn't come in when I was like freaking bawling, crying my eyes out earlier in stream because it was embarrassing. And needless to say, it is traumatizing. It's embarrassing because I try to hold myself at a higher standard. I try to be careful. I try to be aware about things. And it just super sucks. Because I want people to like feel safe and feel safe talking to me. I just assume most links on the link internet is a dick pic. Yeah, so that's kind of like I will say yeah, there was a couple people who noticed immediately it was a hacked account, and some of the responses were really fucking funny, and I will be posting them later, and I will, when I'm less like shaken up, I will definitely post them later because they were really fucking funny. There was one, like, shout out to Obscenity. She was like, I want $100, and he's like, no, and then hacker goes, your $100. It was just so fucking stupid. And I want you all to all know that I really love and appreciate you guys and appreciate your patience and appreciate you being here and supporting me. Thank you for all the raiders for coming in. The Lilith is an amazing creator. Jinx is an amazing creator. Please, like, thank you so much for them, and they're amazing people. Jinx, I love following her channel. It's super fucking funny. But yeah, I really appreciate all of you guys. I know that this today has been like a really serious stream, but I really appreciate you guys. Normally we talk about on my stream like nerdy shit. Like, I'm a big nerd. I love talking about like comic books. I love talking about anime. I love going memes. I'll go on like sometimes on TikTok and like watch stupid D&D shit because I love D&D. I'm tempted to spin up this lie and think for the hacker and act like we were both contemplating this game, making tournament and that stuff. Haha. Just times don't go burr. Yeah, and it's like, and I really, like, my channel is a happy place. Like, for me, this is my safe spot. This is my safe zone. I've created, this is my spot, my kingdom, you know, my domain where I can do all this, talk about all this stupid nerdy shit or talk about really serious stuff. And, John Wick, exactly. John Wick 4. I've been really, like, complain about how much I want to watch John Wick 4. And why does Japan have a release date for John Wick 4 in fucking September? Why do they do that? Japan, why? Why, you stupid? Why, Japan? Why? I want John Wick 4 now. I don't want John Wick 4 in September. Fuck that, Japan. Anyways, I usually go on stupid rants like that, but today I do want to focus, like, I've been focusing on internet security. Please be careful. This is a new hack where basically they take your session ID, your cookies, and one thing I would advise is this has happened to you. I would, again, if this has happened to you, what I did is I immediately scrapped and cleared all my data from my cookies and browsers. All of that was dated. I did clean manager as well on my command, and I basically cleaned out any caches, any unwanted, any unused files. I emptied out everything, deleted everything, super deleted everything. I scanned my computer 3 or 4 times. Even before the stream, I scanned my computer because I was that terrified and scared. I still haven't installed Discord again on my computer, and I probably won't until tomorrow because, again, I'm just really shaken up about all of this. So please be safe. Again, Lioness, is it in my professional opinion, it is now is the time to panic. So, like, again, Lioness Tech Tips, please follow them. If you're looking for more information, find the Reddit and the Discord. Like, the Reddit, like, there's a lot of people where this happened to. And I was really nice to, like, go through the Reddit and, like, kind of find people in similar situations and what happened to them, the good and the bad. Linus Sebastian is a legend in the tech tuber community. I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know. Yeah, YouTube links are still bad, you know. The person was from, yeah, actually, Roman, when you're just like, you're not in the US, are you? I was like, he got it. Like, it was really, like, it was really nice. Yeah, some people responded with, like, really funny responses. Leo responses was one of the best ones because he's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I love that he said that because, you know, it was like, okay, he's safe. He knows exactly what's going on. People who trolled the hacker, thank you. In my one of the things about when your account gets hacked, especially on Discord, sometimes oh, thank you for the glasses. Yeah, because we're going through tech time. One of the things I will let you know, guys, one of the things that really hit me hard was realizing that I had messages from people that I had stopped talking to because I felt like they were not good people to talk to. And for example, there was someone who was used to be a friend of mine, but but it turns out this person had been doing some shady shit, and I immediately stopped talking to them, but I hadn't unfriended them, and I hadn't realized that. And this hacker messaged this person, so I had to go through that uncomfortable situation with talking to this person again, and that was really uncomfortable, and it brought up a lot of bad memories. And then there was an ex that I had that I stopped talking to, but I had not unfriended for some weird reason. I just closed the DMs and just don't think about it. And again, having to delete all those messages and then message them with an apology about that, and then realize I was talking to this person who probably didn't want to talk to me, and that all this happened made me feel like such an idiot. It was like reliving a lot of my trauma that I had that was even like before I became a streamer. That's how long ago I hadn't like talked to this person, and just talking to them again, and it was awful. It was awful. It was like, and that was really hard for me to do that. And so, yeah, it was not fun. And again, the worst part was that it affected other people. I don't like that. It just really sucks. It was not a fun time. It felt gross. I ended up taking 2 showers because I felt so disgusted, not only with myself, but with this person, like, being in my space. I took a shower. I took a shower yesterday to calm down, and then I took another shower later in the day, and then I took a shower today because I felt disgusted, and it feels weird. It's like getting hugged by someone without them asking your permission. Someone just completely just destroying the space and coming into your space without consent. It was just so... It was disgusting. It made me feel gross and icky, and I hated it, and I hated it, and I hated it, and I hated it. Yeah, like, I would suggest to people, like, usually if it's a person that I've known and talked to, like, definitely, even in the future, I will probably not trust links at all. There's gonna be probably for a while, I'm gonna have to be like, who are you, and ask questions about it. I'm definitely going to be a lot more cautious with everyone I talk to. Yeah, it's not good. It's bad. And there's probably going to be quite a few people that I unfriend only out of caution. And I'm probably going to unfriend a lot of people because I still don't know the extent of how many people were affected and who exactly, because not everyone that was affected that I could tell has messaged me back. Well, of course, because they can't get their accounts back, so how could they? So I will be unfriending a lot of people and then like slowly adding them back so that I can vet them and know and be better prepared and safe. With that being said, I'm definitely gonna... I definitely want to watch some cat videos. Oh, can we watch this one? We're gonna watch the Lackadaisy pilot video. Because Spectre is the greatest and amazing. Pass it on. Spectre is the greatest. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate JT. Thank you, Mikyu. I don't want to end the stream here. I want to end it like on some comfy vibes. Only because this has been a very heavy topic to talk about. And I don't want to end it that way. That's just, it feels icky, you know? So we're gonna watch some trailers, some funny videos, the Lackadaisy thing, and then we're gonna, you know, Gibil's moon is rising. Oh, this is an interesting one. Just gonna watch some videos on YouTubes. So that we can, oh, I've seen this gameplay video before, and I think a lot of people who are into horror and shit will really like it. I'm gonna play it at 1.5 speed, though. Because I've already seen it. No way! That's awesome! I love Lackadaisy. I've known about her since high school. That's how long she's been around. Yeah, we'll watch some trailers and then watch some Lackadaisy, because I've been wanting to see the pilot. Oh god, no, I'm not gonna play this. This is terrifying. Because he's really hot, Roman. I like tall, dark characters. And it's in Chinese, and I think that's cool. That's creepy. Dude, this guy is so fucking hot. Like, he's tall, dark hair, long hair. This is, like, my vibe. Yeah, you know what? Let's watch the... You should watch the trailer. Hold on. Let me show you the trailer for Lackadaisy. It's really cool. All right, hold on. I put it at 1.5. Oops. I love this. This comic is so pretty too. It's really awesome. Oh, I love that one. I love him. I love that cat too. I love all the characters. They're so good. Lackadaisy is great, guys. You should definitely check out the comic. Let's watch a trailer. Sorry if my ADHD brain is like bouncing between places. It's just yeah, there's a lot going through my head, so Oh, that's super cute. There's a logo? Iron Circus Animation. Interesting. St. Louis, Missouri, 1927. Prohibition is in full effect. Ooh, this is pretty. It's a nice intro. Woo! This really is like the comic. Wow, this is really pretty. This is really well done. I hope someone picks this up. Kitties! Ooh, look at all the pretty effects. Oh, that's so pretty. I like look how animated he is. Interesting they decided to add this part. Yeah, look at how pretty he is. Sassafras! I like that word. Sassafras. Who is this guy's... Next time I need to lift something, I'm gonna say that I have spaghetti arms. Be like, I have spaghetti arms! I am weak and small! Which is true. I don't have a lot of upper body strength. But I can crush you with my legs. I feel that. I literally have done that. I have fallen. I'm not graceful. Look at the kitties though. They're so cute. Did they just uncover a butter body? Yeah, have a good night, Squid. I'll be going to... That scared the shit out of me. Yeah, don't dig up graves. That's not good for you. Are you feeling any better? Yeah, I'm feeling better now. I'm feeling much more calm now. Is this a game? This is actually a comic book series that they've recently animated. This comic book series is like over 10 years old. This is like 15, 18 years old. Digging up the dead body. Woo! Oh shit. They're violent cats. Sorry, it is late. Oh god, what the fuck? We're watching Lackadaisy, the pilot. We're trying to end stream on a high note by watching a pilot. I would have watched Hell of a Boss, but I don't know. I watched this. This cat, I like this cat. Not that one. The cat in the back. I don't, which is French for go. I know, right? Who here has played Tekken? The lore is insane. Yeah, Tekken lore is pretty fucking crazy. It's really involved. Oh yeah, this is so cute, right? Yeah, Mordecai! Meow! They said meow. They said meow. I just want to point out they said meow. The music is awesome. Holy shit. Oh shit. That's disgusting. I love violent cats. That kitty is me. Violence makes me happy. Give me Gumbrain go burr. All right. In Lowe's last stream, set to spread Spectre's new nickname, Specky Wecky. What? Who told me to... Who? What? Who told you to call me Specky Wecky? Who told you to call me Specky Wecky? Who in God's name? No, my name is Spectre Zero. You can call me Spec, you can call me Zero, but not Specky Wecky. Psychos. I don't like Specky Wecky. Oh shit. Oh shit. Mordecai is great. Who is Specky Wecky? It's not me. I am not Specky Wecky. I swear to God, I'm gonna mortar you. Specky Recky? Okay, I can take Recky. Recky is fine. I do wreck a lot of shit. Also, this cat getting up. Honestly, that's such a fucking mood. I kind of want to make this into a clip because I swear to God, this is me on a daily basis. Stumbling through life, crashing into doors, just laughing about horrible shit. Yeah, that's me. Oh shit. Unhinged laughter. Oh, look at the tails and the subtle animations. I love like the tertiary actions. They're so cool. I hate it, Mikyu. I hate it. I hate it. That's a board game. I love that board game. Demo. I swear to God, this cat is me. Aw, she's so cute. Oh, that thing. Like, yeah, long time ago, they had to wind up their cars. I am a horrible person when I play Ticket to Ride. Same mom, same. Oh, I love the game Ticket to Ride. Good lord. I love board games, and I... So funny story. I was like, me and my family love board games. And so we were playing Ticket to Ride, right? And my mom goes, like, me and my brothers start forming alliances, and my mom goes to me. She's like, all my children. She just tells all. I'm playing with my mom and my brothers. My mom says, my children hate me. You are planning against me. This is unfair. My mom is complaining the entire time we're playing Ticket to Ride because she says that we're doing it on purpose because we apparently don't let. My mom became a fucking monster during Ticket to Ride, and it was so fucking funny because she's complaining the entire fucking time, saying how we're horrible children and how could we do this to her in a game and whatever. And we know that my mom's just being a, you know, she's doing her thing, you know, trying to make us feel bad, and we don't give a shit because, you know, whatever. We're all in it to win it, right? My mom complains the most in this game, and you want to know who won? Chat, do you want to know who won the game? My goddamn mother. My mom wins the fucking game she was complaining about. My mom, I swear to God, she makes me laugh sometimes. She says some stupid shit, but good lord, she's so dramatic. Yeah, no, the funny thing is, because of every time we would block her in Ticket to Ride, she would have to make like alternative routes, which not only gave her like more points, but it gave her the longest road. Mordecai is so fucking cute. That's hot. This is definitely me. This is, I see myself in this and it's awful. Oh my god, I'm being called out. Also, Roman, to answer your question, yeah, the game is a lot better. I would say this is the best time to jump into Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk. We haven't played it in a while in this channel, like in about a month in this channel, but it is great. There's a lot of good updates. 1.7 update 1.7 is hopefully around the corner, and I'm assuming Phantom Liberty will come out later this year. So definitely a good time to jump into the game. Yep, he's crazy. Stupid. Whoops. Don't feel bad. He reminds me of myself as well. Honestly, yeah, fair dues. Damn. I like how they just... I love that Mordecai is 1 year. Wow. Has it really been that long? I like they call him Cher. Yeah, I can't believe it's been a year. Little Daisy Cafe. She's so cool. Oh, damn. Aww. Damn. Oh my goodness. He was fine. All right, take care, Astroscope. Have a good time in class. What a dead place. Whew. Damn. Yep. I love this cat. Look at him. He's so cool. He's a big tough guy. Aw. I love him! Oh god. Aw. You know, I wish I could say cool cat, got the Jason Statham vibe, right? Right? Keyblade or Omnitrix? Keyblade. Always Keyblade. Keyblade is cool. Coffin. True. Ah. Aw. I love the cat noises. They're so cute. Better than getting shot. Yeah, what dynamite? Oh god. Almost. Oh my god, Mitzi. You're fired. JJ. Yay. Oh god. I chose Omnimatrix. Everything Keyblade does that Omnimatrix can do. Plus more you don't. Wait, is oh I like the big scary cat. He's so sweet. Ooh. Flashback. Or maybe this is dreams. Totally me. So you like the big softies? I do. Wait, that's the end? Whoever Michael Kovac is, your voice is awesome. I like all your voice actors, but I feel like that fits the character really well. That's the end? Also, these three did amazing. Holy fucking shit. Goddamn. I was really impressed with these both. It was awesome. Victor Jason Mandonoka. Yeah, I like the Vic Softies. Oh, I need to visit a jazz bar. I know a jazz bar there is a jazz bar in the next city over, and it's a quiet jazz bar. Basically, you sit and drink and you just listen to music. There's no talking allowed, and it is really freaking cool. Freckle is me for real, for real. Yeah. Yeah, this is really cool. I hope someone picks it up. Yeah, it's great. I haven't gone there in quite a while, actually, but it was really nice. Actually, I have a funny story about that. So, fun fact, guys, when this bar doesn't allow talking, right? So, what would happen with this what happened one time was my friend was on this horrible date where she was like, honestly, like, he was telling me he's like the worst date. He's like, all those red flags you see in a date, that was basically the date, right? So what he did in order to get out of talking to her, because she was just like this crazy like Trump person, whatever, is he went to this jazz bar. And this is the reason why I ended up visiting this jazz bar. So he ended up visiting this jazz bar, and he went to this jazz bar so that he could sit and drink and listen to music, and she would not be able to talk because he didn't want to talk to her anymore. And so that's what he did. And after hearing that story, I was like, I need to go to this jazz bar because I love jazz, right? Oh, Mordecai. Also, if you don't know Song Won Cho, he's actually Song Woo Cho is this really funny YouTuber. Ugh. Mr. Speed is a terror. So if you don't know Song Won Cho, he... Martu. Ooh! Oh, sheesh! Mm-mm. Cats. Ooh. Did we just watch Lackadaisy? Yeah, you should check it out, guys. So this is for Sly. I'm putting the link in the chat. But it's a really good it's a pilot for hopefully a new TV show. But I was telling the story about how my friend went on a horrible date, and he really did not, he wanted to stop talking to this girl, so he went to a jazz bar here that's in the next city over next to Tokyo. And that jazz bar is a bar that you're not allowed to talk. You're supposed to drink and just listen to the jazz music. And so yeah. So that's how he got rid of her, because then she's like, I thought this was boring. And so she ended the date after that because she didn't want to like be on a date with someone who didn't want to talk to her. But fun story, after that I went to the bar. It was really cool. But a fun story, I really love jazz. I actually, when I used to have a car and I lived in San Francisco, I used to drive around on Sundays and turn on the jazz radio. And so I would listen to jazz for about 1 hour in the afternoon. And it was really nice. It's actually how I got to know one of my favorite jazz artists. Another anime I would actually recommend in Kids on the Slope. Kids on the Slope anime. This is a fucking amazing anime. And it basically is an homage to all the jazz stuff. It is awesome. It is so well done. It is very beautiful. I would highly recommend it. It's a really well done anime. It's from a while ago. It's super emotional. I fucking cried with the end of this anime. It's just fucking fantastic. And it is done by the same anime director of Cowboy Bebop.
What up, baby?
Who said that? Oh my god, Rushin, why you always fucking scare me with corpses? It always freaks me out because I like, it's not that his voice is scary, I just don't ever expect it, you know? I never expect corpse voices, and so I'm just like, ugh. It makes me, I'm like, oh my god, like, I get nervous that, like, I'm in a Discord or something. But this is one of my favorite songs from that series. It's an actual Chet Barker song. And I love this scene. I love this scene for a few reasons. It's always the low voices, man. Do 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 do. Song for me. So Japanese how he's singing. The real Chet Barker version is better. And so this is the moment that she falls in love with him. And I love it because, like, as someone who loves music, like, I'm always like, whoa. So that Chet Barker, Not For Me, is one of my favorite jazz songs. I love it a lot. It's something that I really relate to. Not this commercial. It's goddamn Japanese commercials. Just a quick, have you ever managed to catch Geoff Goldblum stuff? Yeah, Geoff Goldblum is really great. But yeah, you should definitely check Chet Barker's jazz. I love his stuff. It's really good. One of the I really relate to a lot of his songs. Especially this one. This song is like, if you ever were to put a song to my love life, I think this song is like the song. I relate to it too much. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. Lucky stars above, but not for me. Love to lead the way and found over clouds of gray. Every watch and play can guarantee. Was a fool for fall, but get this way. No, so like a day. Oh, I can't dismiss the feeling of her kiss. The desert's not for me. And it's like the words are really simple, but I feel like, I don't know, it's just played in a way that's, I don't know, it speaks to me. Yeah. Yeah, he was like a music teacher that just caught his big break. Yeah, I was really surprised. What I like about this is that the trumpet is usually like a really loud instrument, but this is played in such a way that's very subtle and just really nice. Whew, from a while ago. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no problem, Postman. I'm actually going to be wrapping up stream soon because I want to sleep, or I'm going to try to sleep. The fools fall and get that way. I hope it lasts and also like a day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of her kiss, he's not for me. It's 1:30 a.m. And with that, y'all, we're gonna end stream. Don't listen to the commercial that'll hear. Again, thank you guys for coming to stream. Thank you for, I'm just moving around right now. Thanks for coming to stream, guys. Thanks for kind of listening to what happened, to kind of like asking questions, for, you know, basically understanding the situation I was in. Thanks. I didn't want to end stream on like a really weird, like, how can I say? I didn't want to end stream on a way that's like, how can I put it? I didn't want to end stream on a negative note, and that's kind of like why we watched only a couple videos, but like, I want you to know that I really care about you, that I really appreciate the community, and that I hope that I can do better for next time, and so that we don't run into this. I honestly, I know that I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to fall, but I hope that I can be better, and that, we can be, how can I say, that hopefully this doesn't like that we can be more protected, and that I'm gonna try my best, and I hopefully Benny and Mecca and all those who affected get their accounts really soon, and that they're and that these things can be solved. I'll try to do better, and I hope that you guys take care of yourselves and protect yourselves too. Scammers are getting smarter, and unfortunately we need to be more on guard, and it sucks because it means we have to be less trusting of people, which is really sucks. Because I want us to trust people. I want to believe in people. I want to believe that we can trust people, and that, so I want to believe in people, you know? I want to believe in the good in people. I want to believe in all the things that I just want to, I want to think that the world can be better, and that we can be better, and that we can spread kindness, but you also got to protect yourself. And so that's unfortunate. I've lost some of my humanity. I need to get some more, in Vampire the Masquerade terms, I've lost a couple points in humanity. And it really sucks. But I guess it's the more you know, right? So we're gonna raid Leo, because he's funny. Yeah, unless someone else is on. So yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna lead rail. What should we say? Mods are amazing. I love my mods. We love mods. No, please don't mention that to Leo. Don't poison this blessed day. Okay, so this is gonna be the raid message. We love mods, for those who are following.
Really going to be breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking, and you're
all
breathtaking.
breathtaking.
You're all breathtaking. I love you all very much. I love and care about you guys. I love and care about this community, and we're gonna do better, and we're gonna try to like protect ourselves. So spread love, you know, be careful, and know that I love you all very much. And I am so glad that, you know, in my most vulnerable time, we can talk about things, and I don't, and I'm not and I don't have to be afraid of my own community, and that you can come into, that I can welcome you into my house. But yeah, so let's raid Leo. And I'm sorry that this wasn't, we got raided by like so many amazing people. Thanks again to Jinx. Thanks again to Lilith for the raids. You guys are amazing. Hopefully tomorrow we can talk about better things. Hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna feel a lot better, and then we can go back to doing like funny content. I want to play some Cyberpunk. I want to play some Destiny 2. I want to talk about comic books. I just want to talk about anime. I want to get back to what feels normal to me, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow, or if at least, if not tomorrow, in the next few days. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna try to keep it positive. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening, and as always, no matter who you are, wherever you are, time zone, dimension, and space, Spectre's always looking out for you. And in this case, you guys are always looking out for me. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.